Creatives, welcome to the Daily Pick a Card and birthday reading for December 12th. If you were born today after sunrise, you are a Six of Clubs. If you were born before sunrise, you're actually yesterday's card, which was a Seven of Clubs. So I read each card and then I read all together for the collective. We're going to talk about what kind of energy the Six of Clubs brings to the day and what we might bump up into and how we might navigate the card's messages. Then a special birthday message for you, Six of Clubs. This is your solar year cards. They're here to help you help yourself raise your vibration so that you can energize and manifest to the best of your abilities. All right, card number 1. We have a reversed Five of Spades. So this is remedies and cures, and it's about the alchemy of self. It's the editing card in my book. I see this card as really getting down to the minimal of what you need so that you can get a closer, clearer, more well-rounded look at how you might be holding yourself back mentally with a cluttered mind or physically with cluttered life, So if you can, think about where you might be stuck within that, because reversals, I do them as a heads up. So this might be something that you're bumping into today in that world of vibrational soup, or it could be something that you get triggered into, feeling like you've got to hang on to everything, that it's just overwhelming. It's too much to deal with. You don't have time or energy to do it. It is a Jupiter card, the fifth position, and it's judgment. So it could come across in that way too, just not being able to make that change in a timely manner. It might be something that you're reluctant to begin on because it's going to trigger some things for other people, which, is a flashback. Let's admit it. Every time you go to take a step, there's someone shadowing that, either yourself or someone that you're in a relationship with that needs to be healthier, in that it needs to be more clear with this card. So those are the things that you're looking at today. So if it's the energy that you're bumping into, you might be looking at someone that's a hoarder or someone that is mentally fixated on something that is beyond them, meaning that they're stuck in a cycle of perpetual thinking that's not doing them any good. So if you are bumping up into that, the thing to do is to just take a breath. Don't stop thinking, quiet the mind and just watch. And if you have to do something, try the active listening, repeating back what they say as a question, inviting them to expand on that. Or you can actually say, I need more information, or something in that line where I'm not sure I'm getting it. Can you elaborate some more? Tell me more about that. Something like that along those lines, until you can get yourself out of the situation with kindness, right? Curiosity and kindness. If you can stay in that vibe, you'll do okay. And if it's you, just look at what is being triggered, what desire, what impulse, how is it blocking you from going and clearing out that closet or taking the chakra meditation, quieting, just listening to some birds or some waves or wind in the tree to just kind of, All right, let's move on to card number 2. We've got the 2 of Hearts. Such a sweet card. And let's not forget that this is energized by the Ace of Clubs. So if you have an Ace of Clubs in your chart, this could be a thing for you today. The chart of the day does have an Ace of Clubs in the Saturn position. That's that 7th position. So go and see if you've got an Ace of Clubs in your chart. And if you are a 6 of Clubs today, then pay attention to your Saturn because it is getting activated with this card. It's in the upright position, so this is an opportunity to connect with something of value, emotional value, intellectual value. It is possibility of really connecting emotionally to something that is of an original idea of you, either about you or about how you are collecting your intellectual knowledge in order to better your life in some way. It's a beautiful card for you to be getting because the 6 of Clubs day is all about being the healer, the truth seeker, and healing through the truth. Truth with self, truth without. The thing is that 6 of Clubs is also Venus being the 6. So look to the Venus today, everyone, and see what you've got going on in your Venus, because that could be being triggered. If you picked card number 1, it could be what's being triggered with this needing to edit and minimalize and what you're resistant to, or what you're bumping up into today. Let's look at card number 3. We got the Fate card. All right. So Fate is the incidences, the coincidences, and situations that you come in contact with today, and it is going to mirror back to you some information about yourself. Now, this is needed, necessary information so that you can move a little bit further or a lot further down your path of destiny. I love the Fate card in that, it might come across in a very clean, easy way, or maybe not. These are tailor-made to what you are going through today. So what I do is just take a little shuffle, and then I let my fingers do the telling. And when I feel it, I know it is the card. Just gives me a little bit of a tingle. It's funny because that tingle goes right up into my jaw. You just can't deny it. So, I'm getting close. It's down in this area. Okay, let's see which one we are picking. All right, it's this guy. The 3 of Clubs. Well, this is the Big Think card. And the 3s are tests. So, it's about how you're doing you. It's about your evolution. It's about your strengths and weaknesses. This is the Mars position. So this is all about the Strength card in the major arcana. It's you taking that step toward thinking more independently for yourself, being inspired by something, some bit of knowledge that comes across as very curious. It's something that you're going to want to dissect, weigh the pros and cons. It is a great card if you are looking to just get in touch with your your composure, your control, if you will. It's a card of determination as well, because it's just so inviting and delicious to dive into. You can't help yourself. So for you, it's going to be a pretty thoughtful day of introspection in order to discover some beautiful little nugget of yourself. And if we're reading this as a whole, we've got this opportunity to really connect to something on a deeper, more gravity, Saturn level with that Ace of Clubs and Saturn that's activated by this too. We've got some real thinking to do, and it may be that this fate, we're bumping up into that energy for some of us, and it's going to trigger a thinking like, oh, wow, that just showed me how I've got a draw that needs to be cleared out. I need to go listen to some meditation and ease the burden of the overthinking of this or that club suit, intellectual pursuits. So I think being the Six of Clubs day is so perfect because it's a day of seeking the truth, finding self-knowledge, truth, healing. We want to be doing some chakra work today. We really want to ground into what might be gravity pulling us in our Saturn position and look to the Venus position, Mars position. Those are all important aspects of today for the Six of Clubs. And know that it is to be done in a very thoughtful, quiet way. No need to be extroverting all over everybody, although that's a good possibility. But the Six of Clubs is something of a librarian card. It is a card that just wants to climb inside a book. It's just this really warm, grounded, knowing energy. And on the other hand, it can feel blocked, like you can't get there from here. There can be some jealousy going on because remember, the sixes are the ones that are at the top of their game. They are as big and grown and flowering and at the peak of their best them in this moment. And in this lifetime, it's a card of really needing to have that conversation with ego and soul. Ego's more than happy to take all of the accolades from being validated from all that outside sources for doing such an amazing job. And soul is really reveling in doing the job. There's no time clock. There's nothing ticking with soul. With ego, there's something ticking. So keep that in mind as you go through the day, and best of luck to everyone, all of us, with this fate. It's going to be a pretty interesting day, I think. My favorite word. All right, here we go. For some reason, I just love this card. And, I love Asian anyway. And it is very stopping to ponder the moment, which really is a nice card for a Six of Clubs. So let's see. And I forgot to mention that we are in that last day of that second decan. We are sitting on top of a new moon. So don't forget about your manifesting intentions of something growing now. All right, and if you want to visit my Instagram, I've posted a how to bottle up the water for and how to use it. And I will put it in the community as well if you want to pop over there and leave me a message. All right, let's move on to the birthday. Happy birthday, Six of Clubs. Let's see what you get for the Creativity Oracle and where you'll be being invited to take a look and seeing if you might not be able to use this to consider raising your vibration. Let's see. Indecision. Decide not to make a decision at this time. This will be a constructive, valid, and useful decision. Wow, time out. I see that card as a time out card. Use your time out well. You know, we were talking earlier about the possibilities of being more wanting of that solitude to really work things through. And the thing is to be constructive with it. You don't want to use the time out for, nothing. You want to put it to good use. It's the perfect card for manifesting, in that you have struggled with something. So if you're struggling to try to decide on something, give it over to Source. Within a few days, the answer will come to you. It's the way it works. It never fails. So today, with this new moon, you might be in some indecision and unsure about which way to take it. So just let it go. The way I do it is I just say to myself and to Source, I light a candle or something like that, or I might be out on a walk and I just say, you know what, I'm kind of stuck. I'm not sure which way to go with this. I'm gonna put it in your hands. Here you go. Here's the package. You know what it is. It's all wrapped up real pretty for you, and you can take it, and it's in your hands. I'm going to let it go. You let me know which way is the best way to go with this. All right, I'm in receiving mode. Thank you. Much gratitude. I will consider and do what I know to the best of my intentions. Thank you. And just leave it. Easier than it sounds, truly. It's like releasing a burden and having the perfect answer come back to you. You'll know what to do with it. All right. Interesting birthday wish for you. Let's see what the cards of truth, spirit, and nature have for you here. Three of Hearts. Well, that's interesting because that is your Venus card. The Venus card that is all about having to make those emotional decisions, sometimes in a rather really quick and abrupt way. It's a great card as far as emotional growth. You do it on the fly. An interesting card to have as a Six of Clubs because you're 6 Venus position. So whatever you have in your Venus for planets and houses or cusp, whichever you like to refer to them as, double check that and see where you might go with it. Your chart is set up for a lot of decision making. Your ecliptic, 5 of Clubs, it's constantly sifting through in a rather crisis manner what works, what doesn't work. There's that opportunity or invitation for you to get wrapped up in it too tightly and not be able to see your way through it. And you've got the 7 of Hearts in the Pluto, again, needing to let go of what no longer works, but it's emotional tugging at your heart to do so. It's not an easy thing to let go of emotional life cycles. The fives have a little easier time of that, being the Jupiter card and being the position of what is easier or luckier karmic wise for you, which you have that King of Spades. So you do have that going for you, but the King goes right back to that Pluto position. So you're looking again at that Seven of Clubs. You are releasing emotional baggage that is just timely and needing to go in order for you to align yourself more so with that King of Spades as that finding that inner peace through the overwhelm of decision making for yourself. And there's got to be this willingness and this grace in order to do it. Revelations. Again, with that Ace of Clubs in your Saturn position, you're here to do a lot of self-work through letting go. So what can you rely on? What direction can you take? Well, your Rahu is the Queen of Clubs, so you got to have that come into play for you with the how to get there from here. They're very clever, very Neptunian, and it does add another layered veil, kind of having to reach through your own aura to energetically pull that inspiration in for you. You can do it through the queens. You've got the Queen of Hearts in the Moon position. Very nice card to have there as well. It's got all the same attributes, and as they both encompass the 4s, 5s, and 6s in their suit. So that Queen of Clubs, you as a 6 of Clubs, are already kind of doing the do that you need to do. Does that make sense? I hope so. And the 6 of Spades in your Sun is absolutely perfection for you to have there, because again, it is just the same. Venus, the lovers, you making really good choices, coming into the connection of aligning you with what you need to do. You're a card of really being given every opportunity to grow all the way up. And yeah, the thing to remember is to ground as much as you possibly can. That overlying karma card for you, the 2 of Diamonds, is a beautiful card for you to see the opportunities that you need to step in and really put to work for you. It's connecting to what's valued for you. And it's you being quite independent in doing so, which as a Sagittarius, truth seeker, freedom lover, being one of the cards, one that is just as clear and decisive as your zodiac position. All right, enough said. What'd you get for the Wishcraft? Hope. Hope jar. I am full of hope and I take action. Yeah, I love this. I have a jar where I put runes in. I know. I love this time of year, and I'm a pagan at heart. So one of my things is to put runes in and pull one every day. And make a little wish before you pull one and see, what the answers are. It's the perfect day to do this with that new moon and, to set a new intention. All right. Well, happy birthday, 6 of Clubs. I hope you have a fabulous year. And carpe diem, everyone. Let's do this with kindness and curiosity as we're all journeying creatively.